In this video we're going to show how to create geological targets. Geological targets are used to guide the creation of new wells. So there's a whole variety of different methods that can be applied in a very flexible way. So we'll start with the traditional route of drawing points and converting points to geological targets. So if we go to the point editing tool inside the drilling tab, if we activate that, then we can select to add points to a point set. So we can choose to create a new point set by clicking on the yellow icon, and then we can simply digitize on our target surface, in this case, where we would like the geological targets to be. That point set has now been created in the input pane, and we can simply right click and we can go convert to geological target. It then gives us an option, and it says that there are 5 points in the point set. Do we want to make a target for each, or do we want to make one target which represents the average of the set? Okay, so no to generate one target, and yes to generate a target for each of the individual points. We'll choose yes in this case. So now inside the targets folder, we've got a new folder at the base of that targets folder. If we turn that on, we've got the targets that we've just digitized. So we could digitize individual points, create targets from those. We could digitize sequences of points and make individual targets from each of those, or we could define a cluster of points and convert that to an average point to use as a geological target. So that's the method from point sets, but we also have tools to directly define those targets. So in a similar way, we can just go to the digitize target tool palette, and then through here we can specify the nature of the target we want to generate, a point, a circular target, etc. So here we've got creating a point target as the highlighted control, and we can choose to add some design points. So here we can specify the dogleg severity that we're going to apply, and we're going to add some points in our system. Okay, so there we're now directly digitizing those targets, and those targets are appearing at the base of our targets folder. As well as digitizing them directly, and if we want to choose different forms, we can do. So we could maybe choose to generate a circular target. We specify the nature of the form of that surface we want. So here it's got a radius of 50, a thickness of 10, an associated dip and azimuth. And then if we digitize on the surface, we'll see the form of that target appear on our geological surface in this case. So a whole variety of different object types that can be generated interactively via digitizing. They can also be defined manually from the Make a Geological Target dialog. So if we click the Make Geological Target dialog, then this is where we can specify it numerically. So we can specify to create a new target or edit an existing one. Here we're going to create a new. We could drop in an object to define the location of that target, such as the point set, or we can manually type in the value we want. So we could do that, for instance, by going to the inspector, and we can click on an area of interest, and then we could transcribe those numbers into the dialog, and in this case I'm going to make it above the surface so it's easy to define. And we can specify the nature of the geometry of that, so it can be as a point, rectangle, circular, elliptical, irregular. If it's a point, then we only need to define its x, y, z characteristics. If it's one of the other object types, then we need to specify the other characteristics of that data object. So here we'll just do a point, and if we press apply, then we can see that that new point has appeared where we'd defined it, and it's also appeared down at the bottom of the targets window. So the Make Geological target, there's a broad variety of tools which are very flexible to define where those targets are, and those can be updated and edited and then taken forward to use to define well paths.